Welcome. Today, working at home office as many Swiss do because of the coronavirus. I'm reading with you today how Jesus healed a dying girl and a sick woman. Mark chapter 5. This is Stefan Hegge talking to you from Switzerland. Let's see, verse 21. You can read in any Bible which is available to you. Urdu, English, Punjabi, Amharic, Arabic, French. It's based on the same first century text of John Mark, which was written in Greek. John Mark was Peter's disciple, and Peter was the leading disciple of Jesus. And so we read that Jesus went across the lake of Galilee in a boat. It landed at the other side. There was a large crowd gathered around him. Then a man named Jairus came. He was a synagogue ruler. Seeing Jesus, he fell at his feet. He begged, "Jesus, please, come. My little daughter is dying. Please, place your hands on her to heal her. Then she will live." So Jesus went with him. A large group of people followed. They followed around him. A woman was there too, had a sickness that made her bleed. It had lasted for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal, even though she had gone to many doctors. Would you believe? She had spent all the money she had, but she was getting worse and not better. Then she heard about Jesus. She came up behind him in the crowd and she touched his cloth. She thought, "I must need to touch his cloth, then I will be healed." What a faith she had, this woman. Verse 29, chapter 5, Mark's Gospel. Right away her bleeding stopped. She felt in her body that her suffering was over. At once, Jesus knew the power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd. He asked, "Who touched my clothes?" Would Jesus, the Son of God, not know who touched his clothes? Why did he ask this question? He wanted a response. He wants a response from you and from me. Do we believe that he heals even today? Jesus is not dead. He is alive. And he heals today, and he's given us the authority to heal in his name. Let's see what the woman said. Verse 32. But Jesus kept looking around. He wanted to see who had touched him. Why did he want to see that? Then the woman came and fell at his feet. She knew what had happened to her. She was shaking with fear. But she told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Woman, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. You are free from your suffering." Jesus wants to heal you as well, just like he wanted to heal this woman. But he asked, "Who touched me?" So there needed to be an action of faith. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus. Now we have again Jairus in the beginning, we read. He was the synagogue ruler, the Jewish place of worship. "Your daughter is dead," they said. "Your daughter is dead. She is not alive anymore," they said. "Why bother the teacher anymore? Don't bother Jesus." He says, "Right? No, you can. Jesus loves to heal." Look, let's see. Verse 36. Jesus didn't listen to them. Look, today, don't listen to people, listen to Jesus. He told the synagogue rulers, "Don't be afraid, just believe." He let only Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, follow him. They came to the home of the synagogue ruler. There, Jesus saw a lot of confusion. People were crying and sobbing loudly. He went inside. Then he said to them, "Why all this confusion and sobbing? The child is not dead. She is only sleeping." But they laughed at him. He made them all go outside. He took only the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him. And he went in there the child was. He took her by the hand. Then he said to her, "Talitha Kaum." What does Talitha Kaum mean in Aramaic? This means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." The girl was 12 years old. Right away she stood up and walked around. They were totally amazed at this. Jesus gave strict orders not to let anyone know what had happened. Jesus didn't want to go public yet, but he wanted to heal. Maybe today. So he told them to give her something to eat. Jesus cared about this girl. He raised her from the dead. He wanted her to eat something. He didn't want to go public. Why? Because he cared more about this girl. In the same way, Jesus cares more about you and me, just like we would be the only person who lives in this world. Because he is full of love and compassion, and he is the healer for the sick, and he is the resurrection of the dead for people today.